Hello and welcome to the Man O'Clock News, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Michael Gray and I'll be your host. Today, what we're seeing here that Sadiq Khan has made a woke advancement. I'll just read what he said. Misogyny will now be recorded as a hate crime, a huge victory for everyone involved in this cross-party campaign. Means they're starting to pollute the right side of the aisle. It's time for every Londoner to call out sexist and misogynistic attitudes wherever they are found, in the workplace, school, on the streets, or public transport. 26.3k likes, retweets 6.1, and comments 3.3k. So the commenters are much less than the people who just pressed like. Now, I would like to ask a question. How do you define misogyny and how do you put that into practice, into law exactly? What is considered misogyny? Because the official definition is the dislike, disdain, and prejudice against women, which by the fact that according to some research which I'll show later, that most of misogyny, online including, is by women, on women, to women, if you want. I'll just, you must have seen this on the screen, so I'll read it. Poor men, on eggshells they must walk. This new law shall be wildly open to interpretation, from acts of kindness to justified criticism of a task poorly executed. Misogyny, the twisted sisters will cry. The dividing of the sexes in action. Yep, that's Serpentini, green Serpentini. Now let's see, it made it in Devon 63. As a woman, I am entitled to say that this is one of the most ridiculous things I have ever heard. How much more common sense is going to be sacrificed on the altar of woke? Linda Kemp, very important. Looking at some of the responses to this, I'm not surprised that we now have to have laws to protect women and minorities. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm asking you, where in the tweet Sadiq Khan has mentioned minorities? Nowhere. Now, some people obviously haven't got a clue what their hate-filled comments do to people. Well, medically speaking, nothing. Absolutely nothing. If hate-filled comments were a danger to anyone, they would have been outlawed a long time ago. But who cares about freedom of speech? It's not like it's in the Constitution, in the UK at least. Let's see. Dave says, very lucky the anti-maskers at the London protest aren't holding a candlelit vigil for a murdered girl, otherwise the Met would be right on them. No idea what he's referring to. Boris Johnson learning the vaccine he was promised has been replaced by some clapping. Memes galore. Piers Morgan trods clumsily, but he was within his rights to disbelieve the Duchess of Sussex. Free speech update. Yes, definitely. They're not allowing free speech anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, you must watch what you say, what you write on social media, and so forth. I'm wondering, how far does this thing go? I mean, sorry for the mic bump. I see a future, and sadly not far from now, that maybe boys and men will have to leave home escorted by women and muzzled with horse blinders so they don't offend any woman or say something inappropriate, I believe they will be given cue cards, like on small signs, saying, "Isn't it a beautiful day?" So they won't accidentally utter some words that offend someone, God forbid. You think this is insane, and I agree with you, it is insane. But nevertheless, if this goes any further, we're looking at it. We're looking at it. Now, let's see. Ian Dunt says this is bordering on the fascistic. Fascistic. Okay. The BBC must stop employing those who despise their own country. Naga Munchetti and Charlie States' snide mockery of the Queen confirms just how little the BBC stands for Britain. Yes, yes, and the BBC that also supports Sadiq Khan in most of his shenanigans, should I say. For all of us who have dutifully tried to help each other and protect each other through the madness, this has to be the final insult. Tim Walker said, odd no action by the police in relation to this anti-lockdown protest. Maybe they only feel safe piling on peaceful women. I think he meant peaceful women who stayed at home and didn't make too much noise. Let's see. This is why I, Martin Warren says, and a lot of others who grew up in the 1970s feel uncomfortable with politicians wrapping themselves in the flag. Now, there are a lot of comments here that were about the, let me see, recorded. Yes, he's making a lot of stances, but I made a small mistake, ladies and gentlemen. I will quickly fix. I'm not spelling his name correctly. The original tweet. View more replies. Sorry, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Genuine question. How does this law fit in with religion? See, there are multiple religions in London, not just one. And let's see where it goes. No, I am Hugh Edwards, replying, said, will misandry also be classed as a hate crime? Not much traction there. What about misogynoir? I had to explain this to a policeman following up on a report I made, and he'd never heard of the term. Shocked. Oh, not that shocked. Martinez said, that's a made-up word. I'm guessing misogynoir is some kind of hybridization between noir means black and misogyny means woman, hating women. Let's see how far it goes. Mad Owl of Mercia. As the Quran clearly states, the woman's testimony is worth half that of a man's, a statement we can all agree is extremely misogynistic. Will the book be banned under this new law? Very interesting, since Sadiq Khan is a Muslim. If he supports the Quran, identified as a Muslim, he also supports this misogynistic view. Murky at best. John Cairns said, I'm not going to go into it too much. He cites the Bible, Corinthians 14:34-35. Women should be silent in the churches, for they are not permitted to speak, but should be subordinate. So now we need to abolish the Bible as well. Can you please define precisely by Paul Curtin the legal definition of misogyny and hate crime and give examples for practical applications. Yes, Mr. Khan, you will have to legislate this. This needs to be put down in writing, defined well, not just lip service to inflame the left and scare the right, I guess. Let's see. Author and the Narcissist Hunter. Replying to Sadiq Khan and Joanne, this number, I want hate towards ex-offenders to be a hate crime next. Guess why? I'm not really clear on why ex-offenders to be a hate crime. So she's a criminal, I'm guessing, and she doesn't like the hate. Janice Atkinson, Janice for Brexit, calling out misogyny. Mosques? Labour Party? Good questions, Janice. Not many responses. Priorities by TweetDid99. Welcome to Sadiq Khan's wonderful new London. Rape up 18%, theft up 34%, homicide up 27%, burglary up 19%, gun crime up 16%, knife crime up 31%, and youth homicide up 70%. Now, I don't know where these numbers are coming from, but I can sort of see the connection between the two, because carrying guns in the UK is illegal unless under certain professions. Now, knife crime is more prevalent because of access, easy access. Who's going to stop you from buying a knife? Let's see. Sadiq, how does this comply with the Equalities Act 2010? If misogyny is to be recorded as a hate crime, then in accordance with this act, misandry, he forgot, misandry should be also included. Next, J. Liz Canopy, replying, half of misogynistic tweets are from women. And she's citing this. Demos research reveal women and girls, as well as men, responsible for using misogynistic word in abusive manner online. Of course, everyone knows this. I don't think there's something called internalized misogyny. These women are simply victims of the patriarchy. How could we cannot expect this? Now, I like to call Eve Xanaeus, I don't know. I call that a stealth feminist. As you can see, her hair is brown and not blue or green. Not showing any underarm hair that's been, colored to adhere to the hair on their heads. Replying to Sadiq Khan, I took this today. 2 stabbed, 1 dead, but hey, you do hurty words. Okay, less understood. I don't know, Sean Burton says, I don't know if you're aware, but stabbing people is also illegal. We're able to make more than one thing illegal at a time, and we're able to care about bad things happening even when there's even worse things that happen that we also care about. Amazing, isn't it? I'm guessing he's talking about violent crime. That's not being very seriously addressed, I'm guessing. So basically, Mr. Mayor of London, you are going to arrest hundreds of thousands of young Muslim and black men and charge them with the new crime of misogyny. Did you fully think through who is doing most of the harassing of women? Steve Saylor, I agree with you, Steve. I agree, though I don't think it's just men that perform this misogyny. When I see a woman walking in restraints, handcuffs, whatever you call it in the UK, for being quote-unquote misogynistic, that's going to be a problem to define, ladies and gentlemen. And This tweet and this act also, pushes forward the expression, when you go woke, you go broke, because you're breaking every tenet that came before you, and also logic, reason, and facts. Now, Richard McCann said, let's run down the totalitarian road just a little faster, policing speech and thought. Yes. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of other tweets, but I'm retweets and comments that pretty much go back over what I pretty much read for you here. This is a callous crime against man, because misandry is unacknowledged, and it is prevalent just as misogyny, even more. If you see how society treats men in family courts, in criminal court systems, the data is out there, people. And I guess being speechless is not only a response, it's also our future, because less and less utterances are permitted. Those who control the media and those who control social media will start telling us what's acceptable and what's not. The biggest question is, who's behind this and why? We'd say the oligarchs, those who control. They want to divide the people to two distant, definite groups to fight amongst themselves while they do whatever they want behind the scenes. And they are a good distraction. For more on that, you can see my video, Divide and Distract. Divide and Conquer, parentheses, Divide and Distract. I wanted to make this video short, so I'll conclude here and say we must stay vigilant and see what else our leaders say are planning to take away from us. That's a question I leave to you, ladies and gentlemen. As always, if you'd like to support this channel, I ask you to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And of course, comment is the most important one for me, because I want to be more efficient in delivering the information. Thank you for watching. This has been the Man O'Clock News, and I'm Michael Gray.